Everybody. Back to Charlene Talks Birdies and Balls, and it's Monday night. What can be better than to be talking birdies and balls? Yes, life gives us birdies, and life gives us out of bound balls, lost balls, hole-in-one balls, all kinds of balls. So tonight we have a very special guest, a woman that is a remarkable influence in my personal life, a woman that has changed my life, a woman that has inspired me to be where I am tonight, to have actually a talk show. Magriet Groenewald, I would like to welcome you to Charlene Talks Birdies and Balls. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Charlene. Well, thank you for that introduction. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. What an honor for me to be on your show.
But Magriet, you are one remarkable woman. I think 2 years ago, I phoned you one evening. I didn't know you from a bar of soap, and I was panicking because I'd entered I'd entered into your event in Stellenbosch, which you have to tell the viewers tonight about, because that is the power of social media. And Magriet was advertising this event on social media at Stellenbosch. And I was panicking because I couldn't pay online, and I was struggling. I was worried I'm not going to get into it. And I phoned you, the cheeky person that I am. You said, don't worry about the payment. I think it was something ridiculous, like 40 or 50 Rand a seat.
Yes, it was, so it was 49 Rand a seat, because the whole idea was to get as many people as possible there. So, yeah.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job, because you got me there. I phoned and said, I couldn't get onto the payment gateway. And you just said, just come, don't worry about the money. And you know what, Magriet, I know you are a famous social media guru. You won't remember me in that sense, but I stood in the row right in front when it came to sign up for your course, and I took my last money out and I paid for it. And you know what, Magriet, I want to thank you tonight. I do not regret a cent that I invested in myself in your course, and that's why tonight I feel honored and privileged to have you on my talk show, because I know you change lives. You bring hope. You're just amazing. So, Magriet, I'm just going to jump right into the questions tonight that I want to ask you and share with our viewers. Magriet Groenewald, this is Afrikaans, but we decided we are going to speak English because of so many of our viewers are international. My golfers and your followers are international. So sorry if my English is not always the best, E's and R's and words and what's, but I know the people will understand. And I just want to know, Magriet, who is Magriet Groenewald?
Well, Charlene, thank you so much once again for that introduction. And I just want to say, to me, what drives me is people like you that actually take information and implement it. I remember very well when you stood there and you told me about this Golfers online magazine. So you taking the knowledge and implementing it and doing a freaking live show. Well done. Good on you, girl. Yes, see, that's amazing. And I always say that people must remember technology and social media does not discriminate against anyone. You can be 80 and still kill it on social media. So to me, it's so empowering seeing people like you, who were obviously like me, born before this whole technology boom and social media, but who just made that conscious decision that if I want to reach people in the world, I need to do this, and I need to stop having excuses like, oh, I'm too old. Oh, I was born before computers. So, Charlene, thank you so much for that. Okay, so who am I? I am Magriet Groenewald, very Afrikaans. I'm from the Eastern Free State, a farm girl, but I live in Somerset now. So, so basically, I started with social media a couple of years ago. I've been in this industry more or less 10 years, which is very long for the social media world. But first in the company where I worked, and I really developed a passion for social media. But then I also had a very big problem in my life. I didn't have the freedom to do what I want and to really be available for my kids because I was working for a boss. And then when my second baby was born, I actually fired my boss. And I took the plunge and the leap, and I said, well, I am going to invest in myself. So I started investing in courses of overseas people to really train me and teach me, mentors. I got a lot of mentors from the USA, Australia, New Zealand. And yeah, here I am today. So happy to be sharing what I have learned. And I've also been extremely fortunate to be working very closely with a lot of influencers in South Africa. And when lockdown came, obviously a lot of them turned to me and say, oh my goodness, we need to do shows. And I did a lot of streams. I think over lockdown we did more than 80 streams, my husband and I. My husband's a lawyer, but he was like, you know what, let's do this. And yeah, amazing. So that's more or less who I am.
Absolutely amazing story. Your husband's a lawyer and he decided to go into business with you, but we're going to get back to that just now. I love it. I love it. I love it. When a woman gets a man in business. I was going to use the other word, but we've got him in business with you. You've got him for life, girl. Go for it. You say you've answered my question that I was going to ask you. That how did you end up being such a social media guru? I mean, you said you fired your boss. You loved your work. I mean, I remember you saying that you loved your job, but I can see now, 2 years later, that I've done your courses and I've had a relationship with you. This is what South Africa needs. You became such a social media guru. And why social media? Why? What really makes you?
Well, I think so. I did actually study BCom marketing, and I've got my honors degree. But then I first worked at the university, and there I felt I actually was a junior lecturer there, and there I felt also like, you're teaching people stuff that you've never experienced in real life. Like, I didn't have the experience, but I was telling people about marketing, about this. And then I realized, you know what? The landscape has changed. So what we teach our students at university in marketing is irrelevant. I mean, it's absolutely outdated and it's irrelevant. And then I went on this whole journey. So yeah, where I worked, I was very happy, but I didn't have the freedom to actually be available for my kids. But I went on this whole journey of seeking information about the new world we are living in. And the very first money I spent on a course was in a company in South Africa, and that was a couple of years ago. And I was truly so disappointed because I spent something like 15K. And you know what they taught me? They taught me marketing principles that I learned in my degree, but they did not teach me the art of social media, of getting your message out there, of finding your voice online. So that's where my journey started. So I started digging in, finding information on this whole new world we're living in. And yeah, that's where I came across the most amazing coaches in America and in Australia and New Zealand, interestingly enough. And I have just, started reading books, doing courses. I didn't mind spending money on learning this because I knew if I had the skill, I will be able to impact so many lives. And then I started just what I learned, shared. But I have to tell you, a big thing is implementation. Because sometimes social media feels like, you got to be that person, you got to have so many followers to be able to make an impact. And that's absolutely so wrong. And that's what's keeping people stuck. And I mean, look at you. You just decided, okay, you know what? You can start where you are, because that is what I teach and preach. Start where you are and start making an impact in your environment. Because you know what, Charlene, there are people out there that wants to know what you know, and that wants to hear your message. And I think for me, when that clicked, and when I really realized that there are people that I can impact, that my gurus and my coaches in America does not have contact with, or does not have, there's no channels for them, for instance, to impact you. So I had to realize that every single person has got their community of people that they can impact and influence. And that's why social media is so amazing. So this comes back to whatever business you're in as well, is there are actually people out there waiting for you to really find your voice, find your courage, find your confidence to talk about your product or service or message, so that you can give them a solution to a burning problem that they have, and they will pay you for that in turn. And we make the world a better place. How amazing is that?
And that's what you do, Margaret. You're just incredible, because you do make the world a better place. You're talking about American gurus and the people that's influenced you and who you look up to, but you are South Africa's #1 social media guru. I mean, I would just want to show our viewers, Carl, it's true. Sometimes somebody needs to say how amazing you are. We all need to hear that. And I know you're humble, but it's true, because you did change my life. I mean, here, like you say, here I am doing crazy stuff, but it's about you tonight. So you know what? I would like to share. Let's see if I can get this one right. I would like to. This is a new thing that I'm going to try now, Magriet. So let's go for it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share. Hey, can you see that? What do you see?
Okay, you can just, yes, there we go. Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay, guys, everyone watching, this is Magriet's website. I was blown away when I saw it. It's so beautiful. And I love the magriet.co. That's all there is to your email address. I really need to get rid of my email, but anyway, I'll get there. But look at this beautiful website that you have. I just love it. It's so clean, so easy to read, so happy. So look at all Magriet's clients, guys. I mean, and you know what, Magriet? You've got these big names, but let me tell you, Magriet is affordable. So I have to mention that too. Some of the amazing people that you've worked with, there is some really awesome names. I love your blog, but we're going to get back to this now. I just want to show all our viewers that's tuned in how awesome and amazing. I look at that. You've been on TV, Cake Net. I mean, what a celebrity. I am so honored. Okay, I'm going to get back to that. What I would like to know from you as well is, Magriet, how can a business start an online marketplace? We're all talking about online market. We can't, COVID is a reality. It's here. Tell me a little bit. You don't have to give all away. We want our viewers to come and subscribe and you build up a relationship with you. But how? Just like a short little. How can a business start an online marketplace?
Okay, so it's a very good question. And I actually, last week, I did a 4-day free workshop where I shared a lot of information. And if people are really interested in this, but before we get there, guys, if you are watching this, I would love to know whether you are watching live or whether you are watching the replay. So if you're currently on, just say watching live. And then I would also love to know what you do, what your industry is. So if you are on here watching live, just type live. If you're watching the replay, just type replay. So the most important thing for businesses to start, getting on. Oh, here's someone live here. Ah, awesome. Is to just first of all understand that social media is not going to go away. I think there's a huge resistance to. I actually do have some slides, but yeah, let's just start. There's a huge resistance to change because we are human, and that's okay. But we have to understand that it's not going to go away. And whenever there's like this wave in the world of delete Facebook, this, that, I'm not afraid, even though my business is built on those companies and people would freak out and what's going to happen. Social media is never going to go away. Never, ever. The sooner you start to upskill yourself, the better for yourself. Because if you are not on social media, if you are not visible on social media, you do not exist. And I always felt so like cringy when I said this, but I have worked with, well, I'm actually currently one of my clients is such a huge name in the world, but unfortunately, they never did something in the last 10 years to get all of that online. So my job is now to get that online because you can be whoever if you do not have an online that is your voice, that is like your channel, then you don't have a way to put a message out there, to tell people about a solution you have to their burning problem. So it's very, very important to understand that you need to be visible on social media. And if you want, Charlene, I can actually share a few slides of day 2 of my live training. And by the way, all of this is still available. It's in my group. I've got a group, Magriet.co, Facebook and Instagram for business owners, where I share a lot of, we're a community, and I share a lot of information on how to market your business online. So if you want, I can quickly share this. And
before you go, I just would like to say we've got a couple of live viewers here that's making comments. Janine van Zyl, she's the Kellermeister. She's quite a wine expert. She says she's live. Hello, Janine, and welcome. Mark Sampson. Hey, yeah, cheers.
cheers.
Mark Sampson. Yeah, cheers to Mark. He's a content creator specializing in golf content. He is the man for photography, videography in the golf industry. Welcome, Mark. Johan van der Merwe says Johan is an engine in engineering, servicing the mining sector. Janine also says social media is the future, the best marketing platform, and something any business must understand from the beginning. Yes, cheers, Janine, to you. Okay, Magriet, over to you. You can show us those screens
slides.
you want.
Okay, so I can actually just, if you can put them on, can you see my share? Oh, goodness. What's happening here? Let's just try again. Yeah, I think it's so important to oh no, it's not. Okay, it doesn't want to share. But it's not a problem, I think.
Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, but okay. Never mind. It's fine. I see it's flickering on my side. So I think it's just so important to first of all understand that this is the basics. You got to be on social media. And it's so interesting. About 2 or 3 years ago, I had to consult with a big company. It was all these directors, all men, and they're like, we don't do the social media thing and this and that. And I said, okay, it's good. And I went home and I did my research and I searched them. What do we do when we hear about someone? Is we Google them. We search them. We search them on social media. We search them on Google. And then we decide, what do we think? So we make an opinion about this person, this business, who they are. And the important thing is, you as business owner, or you want to own the conversation. If there is something going to be said, you want to say it, okay? And this concept I had to bring home to this company, because they're like, we're not on social media. And I searched them on Facebook and I found this profile. Oh my goodness. It had like posts and things on of their company. So what happened here is, because they did not step forward and create a business page, Facebook created this page because a lot of people had an interest in this specific place. So what happens? It happens on Google as well. If a lot of people check in at a certain place, then it creates this profile, and anyone can just post on there, and anyone can comment on there. And this was the crazy thing. So we were in this boardroom and these men said, no, we're not on social media. And I showed them a screenshot of a terrible, terrible profile with their company name and just some weird pictures. And they were like, oh my goodness, what is this? And I said, well, you are on social media. The problem is you are not owning the conversation, and that is the problem. So I always have a laugh about this. This is reality. We don't realize that, we search people in a way like that. We search businesses in a way like that, but we never go back and search our own company, our own image. What do people see? What are their first impressions? So that is the basic of understanding. What does my profiles look like online? So many times I get profiles, especially I'm a very big fan of take one platform and go full out. Don't try and be on all the platforms, because it's overwhelming. And if you've got one great following, you can always take a following over to the next platform. But make sure, if you do have a LinkedIn page, but you're not active, what does that LinkedIn page look like? If you do have a Twitter profile, but you're not active, what does it look like? So my first advice would be is make sure that you are on the platforms, whatever people see when they go on YouTube, when they go on Google, when they go on Twitter, when they go on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. What is it that they are going to see from you that is going to determine what they're going to think of you and whether they want to buy from you, do business with you or not, or just to make that first connection? So if you are very comfortable with Facebook, that's great. You're doing Facebook, great. But then how do you look like on the other platforms? So I always tell my students, if you are in Facebook, it's great, but make sure every now and then you post something on LinkedIn, even if it's once a month. Make sure that your profile picture, your cover picture, your bio, what does people see when they visit those pages, that those things are up to date. And this is so basic, but it's so important, because just like you would go and search someone and make your purchase decision, it's like first impressions, guys. Other people do it with you. So, so someone is asking, Mark is asking, how important is LinkedIn compared to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook? I'm so happy you're asking this question, because what I want you to understand is that it's all about your ideal client, okay? Where do they hang? So it's almost like watching television, and you are watching, for instance, CNN, and suddenly a German ad pops up speaking to you in German. I mean, that's going to be a waste of money for them because you are not German, you don't speak German. So you need to go and figure out, where is your ideal client? Where do they hang? Where are they already? Because remember, traffic and followers and buyers already exist. You don't have to go out and create new traffic. Think of a highway. There are highways in the country, in the world. You need to figure out, where do you want to put your billboard up? Do you want to put your billboard up next to the N1 in Joburg, or do you want to put it up in Japan? So it's exactly like that with social media. Where are they already hanging? And that is where you got to be. So all the platforms, the social media platforms, work with the same strategy, the same concept of, you got to understand your ideal client. You got to understand what makes them tick, what is the language they speak. And then if you see, okay, they hang on LinkedIn, then that's where you got to be. If you see they hang on Twitter, then that's where you got to be. However, we do know that Facebook and Instagram is obviously the most powerful platforms with the most people in the world that are on them. I think it's like 3.9 billion people, and it's still growing. So I like to say, make sure you at least very active on Facebook. And then I like Instagram a lot, because a lot of people say it's for the younger generation. But what they don't realize, the younger generation turns a year old every single year. And 5 years goes like this. So within 5 years, you've got buying power that used to be a younger generation. And you need to then also, so what I would normally do is, people are mostly, businesses are very comfortable on Facebook. Then I would say, okay, start at least posting on Instagram, start getting the feel of it. Make sure you're visible on LinkedIn. The other thing I also want to say to you is that Facebook and Instagram is a lot of consumers. So it's basically business. So we call it B2C. You've got a business and you've got your customers. It's the man on the street. Whereas LinkedIn is a little bit more B2B, so business to business. However, both of the platforms is also both. So you really need to go out there, test what works for you, test where they are, research your ideal client, see where they hang, and then that is where you got to hang.
Absolutely.
Golf courses managed to hang in the pub.
Hey, Mark, watch it now. Watch it. You're walking on thin ice here. No, you love the
That's a good one.
Yeah, Magriet, you're coming for golf next. Listen, let's not talk when Magriet's going to start golf, but Magriet is going to play golf. Magriet, the word that that you've got trending, I'm going to go quickly back onto your. I just want to go and share this quickly. Charlene, I saw this.
I'm so impressed with you. You're such a pro with this. Like, I actually cannot even believe how amazing you are. Well done. Guys, if you are here, just give this woman a high five. She's doing amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Magriet. Okay, but now you've got all this amazing stuff, home, about, our blog, courses, login. There was one thing that came up. I just want to find it.
It's on my Instagram. Right. If you can open,
No, it was on here. Look at all this. Look at this website, guys. This is just I mean, this is just amazing. Look at this. It's so lovely to read, easy flowing. Yes, just living by the sea and not any
Loving
Vrystaat
it.
and
Not in the
you're
Vrystaat.
loving it.
I love the Free State, but yeah, I really love living
Ja,
here.
nee, los die mielies vir die mielieboere. Kom see to girl. Baie beter. Look at her husband. He's in business. Isn't this amazing? These are the books. Okay, but this is not a want. I've got this question for you. I'll find where it was early on. You mentioned here the word, what is a nano influencer?
Okay, so nano influencer is actually a quite exciting term. When we look at influencer marketing, I just first want to mention what is influencer marketing.
I've got a bit of a Wi-Fi problem. You seem to lag a little bit. I don't know if it's your side or my side. But we are getting fiber soon. We are staying in the middle of nowhere. So sorry, guys. We'll work on it. Sorry. Just excuse the bad technology. But let's see if we can get you clearer now.
Okay. So I think my internet is okay. So I'm just going to continue talking. And then, yeah, let's see. Okay. So basically, we first need to understand what is influencer marketing and why is it so effective? So we think of influencers only as sort of celebrities, and it's these people with lots of followers and they just post selfies with products every day. But in actual fact, an influencer is someone who has got the ability to influence another person's buying behavior. Whether it's one person and whether it's 100,000 people. So we talk as influencers, not in the sense of celebrities. I do work with a lot of celebrity influencers, and I absolutely love it. But I love to remind people that
the reception is getting really, really bad now. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can. Because
okay.
If anyone on this call, just let us know in the comments whether you can still hear me and see me. Then I'll just continue talking. Just let me know in the comments. But anyhow, so basically, an influencer is someone that can influence buying behavior. Now, if you can, if you can influence someone else, it's all good. Can hear you both. Okay, Mark is saying he can hear us both. Thank you, Mark. So it does not matter in what industry you are. When you show up online and you start educating about what you know about your industry, then you become an influencer. And people don't realize that. They think influencers has to be celebrities. But if you know a lot about the brain and you start talking about it, you teach people about what they need to know. If you know a lot about golf, then you become an influencer. And the term nano influencer is exactly for that group, basically at the bottom, where you maybe have got a 500 to 1,000 up to 10,000 followers. It's not a lot of people yet. However, you have got the ability to change their buying behavior. And with nano influencers comes the thing that when you go and promote a product, you don't necessarily get paid. You honestly say, if you are a golfer and you're not necessarily going to get paid to say these shoes are the best, you give people honest advice. You say, listen, you guys, I got these gloves from this place and this is what I love about it. But because people have started following you and they believe your advice, you have got the ability to change their buying behavior, and then you become an influencer. So this is very exciting for a lot of people because you don't have to have 10,000 followers yet. You can just know that you've got a close-knit community. People trust you. People value your opinion. Whether it's 100 people I mean, that really, can you imagine if you can influence 100 people's buying behavior? You can call yourself an
Mm.
influencer. But then when we get back to companies, I always advise companies because I get a lot of small business owners then like, I want to use an influencer to promote my product. The problem is that influencers are quite expensive, real celebrity influencers, and you might not necessarily get from it what you want. But if you use a nano influencer, they're normally happy with, give me a product. I just want, my free golf gloves. Then I'll do this post for you. And people already trust you. So, and it's more authentic. This is the thing about social media. People want realness. They want authenticity. They want something and someone they can trust. And that is also why we find with social media posts that's less salesy, less curated, that works better. Just really someone sharing their advice with you. Yeah, so that is basically a nano influencer. And you can call yourself a nano influencer, Charlene.
It's like, Magriet, I think I'm then a nano influencer because I'm going to influence you to come and play golf with me. How cool is that?
Absolutely. Yes, that is. And that is so
You
why
can't
I
live
love.
in the most beautiful. Are you there? Yeah. You
Yes,
can't live
yes.
in the most beautiful province and not play golf. Yeah. Magriet, you also talk about leaders are creators, followers are consumers, and then you challenge your audience to say, which one are you? Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, absolutely. I think this is so important to understand, especially on social media. We are extremely we compare ourselves. So what we do on social media, we would consume so much information, but it actually kills our creativity because then we think we have to be like this one, we have to be like that one. But if you can understand that you are actually a leader, and you know what, if you think of all the great leaders in history, they did not have a proven plan. They did not have a road. They had to go and create. They had to build. They had to, fight their way through to win over a country or to, if we have to think of the people that moved from the Cape up north, there wasn't roads. There wasn't people that did it before them. They had to be creative. They had to be innovative. And this is so important. This is something I really want people to bring back to their social media because we don't want followers or people that follow you don't want generic content. They don't want someone that's a copy of someone else. We're so tired of that. They want truly inspirational leaders, and leaders are people who put them out there, who's not afraid to fail, because you know what? The truth about social media is you are going to suck at it in the beginning. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to post terrible posts that people's not going to resonate with. But because you are a leader and you believe in your product, you are going to continue to figure out what is it that people want to hear from me, where is it that I resonate with them, and you are going to be consistent. If you do a live tonight and it doesn't work out, that's not going to put you off your path and say, I'm never going to do this again. You're just going to do another one next week and you're going to see, what can I do better? What is it that people loved about this? And what is it that maybe they didn't, And that is, to me, being a leader, is you have to look inside for the inspiration rather than outside, rather than just consume and try to be like everything you consume. You just got to close your eyes for a moment and think, what is it that I want to tell my people about this product? I mean, because we are all in an industry and in a business where we truly believe in what we do. We walked such a long path to absolutely have this passion for our industry. And other people are not consumed with that 24 hours a day. So you need to go and say, this is why I'm so passionate. This is how it changed my life, and this is what it could do for you. So that, to me, is being a leader.
That's incredible. It's so true what you say, and wise words. That's absolutely what got me to want you on the show tonight. I hope somebody's life has been radically changed. You know, the other day I was sitting talking to a businessman, and he owns a very big company, and I asked him how's your social media presence and that. He says no, and I looked at it, and he says, no, we don't worry about it. I said, no, sure, I know you're a big company, but he says, we do it because we have to do it. So I said, well, why don't you just do it correctly? You know, why not do it? If you're going to do it properly. And that also creates jobs, and that creates a community of people that is part of their business, and they can put themselves out there. Magriet, what are you offering on any master classes? I mean, I've been on your website, and tell me a little bit about more. Where can all of our wonderful viewers tonight find Magriet, and go for it?
Yes, okay. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So I do have a community. First of all, I've got my free community on Facebook, so you are welcome to join the group. It's a free group, and even if you go to my website, it's the banner at the top. You can just go and join it. I also have a free PDF with some more information. It also leads you to join the group. So that is where I absolutely just share information. We help each other. We really just uplift each other, and my passion is that everyone learns how to, express themselves on social media, because I think it's such a valuable skill. But then if you decide to be in my coaching group, that is actually extremely exciting. So I have got a group of amazing business owners that are in my coaching society. And I think 2 or 3 times a year, I open the doors to the, then I do a free masterclass. And if you feel like this resonated with you and you can see that this is what you need in your business, then you can sign up for this coaching. So if you want to have more info, I would really invite you to join my free group. I don't know if you want to put the link in the comment, Charlene, to the free group. Because to me, it's so important. Where I've got it here. I think I've got it here. To me, it's so important that you really understand what it's about, and that you really see how important. I don't think I can post it. Let me just give it there. So it's in the chats there, in the private chat. You can just post it in the group. That you can see the value of your business. Yes.
Okay. While I'm copying Magriet, there's a comment from Mark again. You can just answer him maybe in the meantime while I create this new banner.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for your time, Magriet. Last question. How important is Instagram stories? And in general, is quality image or video more engaging to the market? Thank you. Okay, awesome. So, Charlene, if you can also post that in the comment section where people can just click on it. So, Mark, what an amazing question. So, this is the thing. Stories are sort of like less curated content. So, you all know that Instagram stories are only active for 24 hours, okay? So, within 24 hours, it disappears. So what is great about that is it is current. It's more behind the scenes. It doesn't have to be perfect. And in the beginning, when entrepreneurs and business owners are a little bit unsure of social media, I tell them to just start with stories. Because with stories, if you make a mistake, it's okay because it's wiped off, you know? Like you can always delete a post, but what I mean is it doesn't have to be perfect. And then with feed, that's more evergreen kind of content that people can always find value in. But with stories, that is where your brand story actually comes in. So who you are, what's happening behind the scenes today, what we're doing today. And then the other thing that's amazing about stories is the interaction stickers, like learning more about your ideal client and your followers, because you need to know, do they prefer pink or do they prefer red? Like it's those kind of things. So sometimes we don't know a lot about our followers. And what's great then is we go into stories and we ask them questions and they can submit questions. So stories are fun. I love stories, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Then your next question is quality image or video. Okay. Video, social media loves video. That's just it. So video is always important. And the important thing about video is it does not have to be perfect. A video that looks like a TV ad does not do very well on social media, even though it might have the most perfect model and perfect looking great. It doesn't do well because we have to understand what is social media and where does it come in. So social media is a social platform where people are in their jeans and pluckies and really just chilling with their friends or their family, and then suddenly you see this like very corporate kind of video, like that's, I don't want to see that. We are so programmed not to like advertising. So the less perfect your videos, images, the better. For the Instagram feed, having good quality images is important. However, it's so interesting if you follow big names and you see, sometimes they post images that just doesn't look great, but people love it because that's realness. That's where they feel they connect. So it's sort of like that balance you have to figure out. And the only way for you to get it is once you start putting content out there and you see how people react to it. So definitely stories. Love stories. And if you go in my group under units, there is, I think it's day 2 or day 3, hey, where we did the stories. There's actually a live demonstration of how to do stories. It's either day 2 or day 3. I can't remember. But you'll see there are 4 days. 4 days workshop. It was 1 hour long workshops. Day 3 or day 2. But I think it's day 3. I actually share my screen. I show you how to do stories. I show you how to do interaction stories. So that is very good. How important is engagement? Yes.
Magriet, we've got a minute left, 2 minutes left. My next show starts at 8 o'clock. And Janine's got a last question for you. Let's see what Janine has to say.
Okay. So Janine is asking, how important is engagement and commenting on Instagram and Twitter? Also, what is your top tips for growing a Twitter account? So definitely engagement is the name of the game. That is what makes Facebook tick. That is also where you connect with people. So in the beginning, if you do not have a following yet, I do suggest going to groups, going to people who are your ideal clients and give honest value. Don't spam people. Never spam people on social media, guys. Give valuable engagement. So when you comment, give valuable. Okay. Whenever someone comments on your profiles, make sure you reply. I mean, that is the whole thing. The worst thing is if someone has got this nice post and asking questions and there's just like crickets, like you don't even reply, you don't say, whatever. So engagement, extremely important. Okay, great. So Mark is saying incredibly insightful. Thanks for your time. Charlene, great effort. Yay. Guys, just give a thumbs up to this woman.
Magriet, you're going to have to come back. I'm sorry, girl. You are just going to be the golf industry's social media guru. We need you, girl. We need you. We need you. We need you. The golf industry needs Magriet. Okay, Magriet. And then I just want to end off before our next great speakers coming up. Tonight, I would like to just thank our. Let's see, where is it now? Okay, there we go. Tonight's sponsor for the tasting, the wine tasting. We were so busy, we never got to that. I cannot neglect to say thank you to Iona. He's a golfer as well. Andrew Gunn, he's from the Overberg Valley. So tonight's wine pairing with Charlene Talks Birdies and Ball is Iona. Magriet, if you haven't been to the Overberg district for wine, you are coming over. We're going to do some wine at Andrew Gunn. He's a golfer. So people, please support our golfers in wine. There you've got his name. He's Iona at the bottom. Sophie Sauvignon Blanc 2020. Okay, and that sums it up, Magriet. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you that you posted on Facebook. I'll never forget you said you just did it randomly and suddenly you were booked out in this Protea hotel. I mean, the power of social media is overwhelming. I mean, I'll never forget that. You just said, and then suddenly you had to fly down to Cape Town and you were booked out, and here I was sitting and inspired me, and thank you. I hope we can have you back. You've been incredible, always inspirational. Magriet is, I wanted to show you more about her, but go onto her website, go and have a look all about her. There's a Facebook page, and she deals with celebrities. Thank you for making time. I feel humbled and really, really honored to have you on my talk show tonight. You change lives. Don't ever stop. And we'll have some good wine pretty soon. Thank you, Magriet.
Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. What an honor. Thank you.
Okay, and then guys, now at 8 o'clock, I've got a great golfer that's going to be talking to us. So don't go too far away. We've got 7 minutes, and then this amazing guy is going to share us his story. He's such an inspirational young man. I spoke to him about an hour ago. and he doesn't seem to feel very young man when it comes to playing with the golfers, because these days the guys are long drive at 16, 15, but this guy is incredible. He's inspirational. He's lying number 2 on the IGT. This guy's got a story. So don't go too far. Go fill up your glasses, come back and listen to the story of Michael Koch, number 2, lying on the IGT, previous top motocross racer, and he decided it's never too late to try something large. Magriet, lekker aand vir jou. Cheers, vriendin. Ons gaan weer gesels.
Dankie. Thanks, guys. Dankie.
Yeah, thanks all the viewers. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you in 10 minutes, or we'll see you again tomorrow night. Sleep well. Take care and be safe.